Okay, we're back with scientific notation, multiplying, and we're going to do word problems this time. A light year, the distance light travels in 1 Earth year, is about 5.9 times 10 to the 12th miles. A mile is 5.28 times 10 to the 3rd feet. So how many feet are in a light year? Well, just like if you had 2 yards, and there are 3 feet in each yard. If I told you there were 2 yards and there were 3 feet in each yard, how would you find out how many feet were in 2 yards? You would go 2 times 3, and that would give you 6. Well, we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to take how many miles there are, 5.9 times 10 to the 12th miles, and we're going to multiply it by how many feet there are in a mile. There are 5.28 feet times 10 to the 3rd. There are 5.28 times 10 to the 3rd feet in a mile. So we multiply the number times the number, and we get 30.975. And the power times the power, 10 to the 12th times 10 to the 3rd is 10 to the 12 plus 3, which gives us 10 to the 15. And then we have to put this in scientific notation again. So we have to move it one place to the right to make it, we have to move it right here, 3.0975 times 10. To move, this is 30.9, this is 3.0. To move it to 30, we have to move it one place to the right. So that means we increase the 15 to 16. Speed of light is about 3 times 10 to the 5th kilometers per second. Use the formula. This means distance equals rate times time, to find the distance light travels in an hour, which is 3.6 times 10 to the 3rd seconds. Now, if I told you that the same formula, distance equals rate times time, if I told you that you traveled at 5 miles per hour, and you did it for 2 hours, the way you would find out how far you went would be 5 times 2, which would give you 10 miles. We're going to do the same thing, except we're going to be using scientific notation. So we've got 3 times 10 to the 5th. Is our rate. Our time is 3.6 times 10 to the 3rd. So we go number times number, and that gives us 10.8 times power times power. 10 to the 5th times 10 to the 3rd is 10 to the 5 plus 3. So that gives us 10 to the 8. Now to put it in scientific notation, this would have to be 1.08 times 10. To move it back to where it was after the 0, we have to move it one place to the right. One place to the right means we increase the 8 by 1, 10 to the 9. The Sahara Desert is a desert about 3.5 million square miles. There are about 2.79 times 10 to the 7th square feet in a square mile. About how many square feet does the Sahara cover? Write your answer in scientific notation. Okay, just like we did earlier when we converted the yards to feet, we find out how many feet there are in a yard and we multiply. Well, this time we're doing miles. There are 3.5 million square miles. And it says there are 2.79 times 10 to the 7th square feet in a square mile. So we have to multiply 3.5 million times the number of square feet. But first thing we need to do is take that 3.5 million and write it in scientific notation. So that will equal 3.5, because we'll put our decimal right here. It currently is here. So to determine what our exponent is going to be, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to the right. So that will be times 10 to the 6th. So now we've got to come back over here and we got 3.5 times 10 to the 6th times 2.79 times 10 to the 7th. We multiply the number times the number, and we get 9.765 times 10 to the 6 plus 7, which gives us 13. And because 9.765 is between 1 and 10, we're already in scientific notation. The mass of an electron is about 9.1 times 10 to the negative 31st kilograms. A kilogram is equal to 1 times 10 to the 6 milligrams. What is the mass of an electron in milligrams? So we've got 9.1 times 10 to the negative 31st times 1 times 10 to the 6th. So that's going to give us 9.1 times 1 is 9.1. At negative 31 and positive 6, we've got different signs, so we get the difference between the two numbers. 31 minus 6 is 25, and we keep the sign of the bigger number, which is negative. So that would be times 10 to the negative 25.